Hello, thank you for having me. My name is Mankasar. Today we'll explore how Abercrombie and Fitch can perform its legacy into a future built on ethical leadership and sustainable growth. Together we'll tackle past challenge and outline accountable steps to align business success with social responsibility. Let's begin this journey towards meaningful change. Over 5 years as HR led Zelberry, one of the Pakistani fastest growing retail brands, I have learned that ethics go beyond compliance. They drive sustainable growth in a sector where labor laws, culture, norms, and profit pressure often clash. I introduced policies protecting employees while boosting business such as restructuring supplier contracts for fair wages without hurting margins. I adapted global ethical standards to local realities, resolving disputes with cultural sensitivity and aligning DEI with regional values by replacing opaque decisions with transparent feedback channels. Grievances fell 30%. Partnering with NGOs to audit supply chain showed that ethics and profitability can go hand in hand. The documentary White Hood uncovers A&F rapid rise under CEOs Mike Jeffers and toxic culture that drove it. In 1990s and 200s, A&F sold exclusivity, but this meant enforcing discriminatory look policies that exclude people of color, plus size individual, and LGBTQ plus employee to maintain a narrow all-American image. Notable cause include Gonzales, where workers were fired for not fitting the mold, and Supreme Court case of Samantha Elif denied a job because of her hijab. These were not random events, they reflected a strategy that valued image over ethics. Un- unti- Ultimately, while Hort shows that A&F success was built on explanation, reminds us that ethical leadership is essential and real change needs accountability, not just a new image. In White Hot, one of the most striking moments comes when former CEOs Mike Jeffers bluntly says, "We go after cool kids. We don't market to anyone other than them." This single statement captures A&F deep-rooted discrimination, excluding people of color, plus size individual, and LGBTQs plus communities. The filmmakers highlight this hypocrisy by cutting between the brand's polished all-American ads and raw employee account stories of workers being fired for not meeting the so-called look policy. Through people like Gonzalez and Elf, who took legal action just to work there, we see the real human cost. The contrast is powerful and unsettling. It forces viewers to face the reality. This wasn't just poor leadership, it was deliberate exclusion. It shows that real ethical change demands more than rebranding, it requires dismantling the very system that allowed such recognitions to thrive. Let's look at striking parallels between A&F and Nike. Both build success by putting profits ahead of people. A&F through exclusionary branding, Nike through sweatshop labor, the shared problem. A profit first mindset that ultimately hurt both their reputation and finance. From a stakeholder theory lens, and Edward Freeman explained their failed employer communities and consumers trading ethics for short-term gain, bad business as well as bad ethics. Even million Friedman shareholder first view filter here their scandals show that profits and ethics are linked. Nike's stock fell after sweatshop exposes A&F sales collapsed post White Hot. The takeaway: today's consumers, especially Gen Z, demand accountability. A&F path will require transparency, reputations, and providing that ethics are the part of the business model, not just marketing slogan. B Corp certification is a rigorous standard required an impact score of 80 or higher, stakeholder focus, governance, and full transparency. It's a global recognized mark of sustainability, but it's not without criticism. Some urge enforcement is weak, opening the door of greenwashing, and that rapid has diluted its credibility. Uh, for A and F, our recommendation is to start B impact assessment, a valuable tool to benchmark our progress and pinpoint gaps. However, we should hold off full certification until we implemented meaningful, measurable changes. This ensures credibility and avoids the risk of appearing to chase a label without a substance. Let's use this as a roadmap, not just a badge. Under CEO Farn Horowitz, A&F has made strides in ethical marketing, embracing diversity in model size, inclusivity, and culturally conscious campaign. This shift is commendable and signals real commitment to change. However, significant gaps remain, particularly in supply chain ethics, labor risk, supplier financially instability, and limited recycling efforts. While progress is clear, we can yet call A and F the takeaway. Keep pushing. The foundation is strong, but true ethical marketing requires accountability at every level, from imagery to manufacturing. Let's be honest, today's shopkeepers don't just want stylish clothes, they want to feel good their purchases. That's why I am proposing a genuine transparent look behind the scenes at how A&F clothes are made. Imagine this. When customer scans a QR code on their new shirt, they can follow its journey from organic cotton fields to skilled hand that sewed it. We'll partner with respected organizations like Fair Trade USA to verify our factories meet strict ethical standards, then share a real stories from workers like Maria, who can support her family thanks to fair wages. But we won't stop there. We'll back up these stories with hard numbers in annual impact reports, showing exactly how we are improving wages, working condition, environmentally practice for A&F. It's our opportunity to prove we're serious about change, not just a word, but with the visible, verifiable actions. A&F redemption needs more than a new logo, it needs truth. My proposal: A&F relearning our legacy pairs archival clips from White Hot, including Mike Jeffries' cool kids comments with today's diverse ads and staff voices. Picture a former employer once excluded, now leading inclusivity training, real proof of change. But taking is talk isn't enough. I suggest giving 1% of annual profit to group of like NAACP or GLSEN, addressing past discrimination through repetitive justice. As Alison Clayman said, A&F hasn't truly rocked with its past. This campaign would turn shame into action and making A&F's rise a model for corporate accountability, not another scandal. For my first recommended read, I choose Time 2003 features how A&F rewriting its story. It offers a clear look like a CEO from Horowitz, a rebrand shifting from exclusionary look policies to inclusive sizing and meaningful LGBTQ collaboration. The article praises their progress while noting a challenge, skepticism from communities hurt by the brand past. Featuring voice from expert and very consumers, it provides a balanced reality check. What valuable here it is it honesty. It is a highlight the wins, but also points out the gap, like the need of greater supply chain transparency in share, both celebrations and a challenge, serving as a guide for turning doubt into trust. My second recommendation is B Lab 2024 certification roadmap, essential reading before chasing B Corp status. It's not just a checklist but a reality check. The guide explains the demanding 5-step journey of assessment to verification with clear warning about common pitfalls. For instance, A&F could excel is in using sustainable material but still fall on the worker equity without proving like wage in factories. Why is this important? B crop is the more than a PR badge. It's pushed companies to examine everything from carbon footprints to board diversity. For A&F, it proves that ethics must be built into operations, not just marketing. I have marked sessions continuous improvement, but certification isn't the finish line, but the start. Share with your CFO and legal team. It aligns everyone on why doing good means doing the work. To wrap up, my strategy blends real HR experience with a strong ethical framework using stakeholder focused policies to boost both well being and result. The White Hot documentary shows how A&F exclusionary past hurts its brand, just as Nike sweatshop issues proved a shortcut cost more long term. My B Crop roadmap starts with a supply chain reform and transparent reporting, then moves towards certification. Marketing will pair real operational change with honest storytelling. Finally, I suggest two tools for our leaders: time ethical turnaround analysis and B Labs assessment framework, step towards lasting competitive growth. If I am chosen as a Chief Ethical Officer, my first 100 days will start with a full B crop assessment to spot key gaps alongside an audit of our highest risk supplier. We'll share progress in quarterly impact reports because transparency builds trust. Our marketing will highlight real change through partnership with communities A&F once exclude. This isn't PR, it's our new way of operating. I am ready to start now and eager to adapt this roadmap to A&F unique needs. Thank you for having me. On the next slide, you will see a list of references used. These are the references I have used through this presentation. Thank you.